Happy Testicle Tuesday, YouTube. It's me. I'm back. Last night's game against Tampa Bay Lightning did not go well at all. A few reasons for that. They had talked about, before the game had even started, that coming off of a Western road trip and then a quick turnaround for your first home game back after the road trip is always a daunting task. And then there were some other extenuating circumstances in this case, such as the time change also happened over that weekend. And also the Leafs were not only facing just a regular team, but the best team in the league in the Tampa Bay Lightning with the most points. And on top of that, the Leafs have apparently have the flu going through their room a little bit, so Kapanen was out of the lineup because of that. And it sounds like Hyman probably should have been, even though he played most of the game. He didn't see, I don't think, any ice time in the third, so I don't think he was feeling great. Yeah, and it was just one of those nights. The Leafs, they got down 1-0 in the first period, and then after that goal, it kind of lit a fire under them, and they played their best hockey of the game over the next number of minutes. But then Tampa scored late in the first to make it a 2-0 lead, and it just snowballed from there, and it ended up a final of 6-2. Matthews got a goal in the second that gave him a bit of life again, but it was just not happening. And then Brown scored the Leafs' second goal with about 5 seconds left in the game, which didn't even matter. But it was nice to see Brown get a goal because he's been having a tough year. Most of the Leafs have been having great years, but he's kind of been the one that's kind of been one of the ones that's having a tougher year. So nice to see him get a goal. That should hopefully help him out. But it was just so many circumstances, like I said. But and then on top of that, it was just one of those nights where none of the bounces went the Leafs' way. They mentioned how the Leafs kept Stamkos off the score sheet, Kucherov off the score sheet, two of the top scoring guys in the league, and it was Paquette got one, Tyler Johnson got a couple, some other guys got, like, guys that don't normally score all that much. Johnson kind of, but and it wasn't because they were great goals. It was because the Leafs just weren't getting any bounces, whatever. Like they were just bouncing off a couple of legs and then going in. One hit Anderson in the mask, and then just, he can't control that kind of rebound. It just bounced right beside the net, and it was a tap in. It was just a whole bunch of bad bounce, bad luck, bad situation. And I don't expect the Leafs and Babcock are going to read much into it. It's just it's one of those games where you just kind of forget about it, other than the fact that, this is the top team in the league right now. And we obviously didn't measure up in this game, no matter what the excuses are. So there's our lesson learned. Otherwise, just forget it. We still have work to do to be the best team in the league, and we learned that tonight, and let's just go from there. Forget about it. There's so much stuff going on in that game. Just forget about it, reset, and move on. Because they've got a quick turnaround because they play tomorrow against Chicago, who aren't having a great year and aren't going to make the playoffs. But I've watched a couple of their games, and they still look plenty dangerous to me. So they're going to have to be on cue for that one. So yeah, so hopefully these last couple days after that loss, they can kind of work the flu out of the system, get used to being home, reset, put the Tampa Bay game behind them, and come out and have a good start against Chicago, because that's again, that's been their Achilles this year is their starts. So yeah, so I'm not too worried about the Tampa game. It didn't really, other than the Leafs losing out on 2 points, it didn't really mean anything for the standings, because Tampa Bay is so far ahead of everybody in the Atlantic that it doesn't really matter. It's just a matter of the Leafs stockpiling points to try and get past Boston to get some home ice advantage for the playoffs. But other than that, there weren't any real repercussions. So yeah, so disappointing, but not totally unexpected. And they pulled Anderson in the second period after the fourth goal, I think. Not because he was playing like shit or anything. They were all bad bounces. They just, it's just one of those games you're not going to win. Just get him out of there, get him rested for Chicago, and let Sparks, be tortured the rest of the game and massage that one home. So yeah, so that was the story against Tampa, and we will see what happens tomorrow night against Chicago. Talk to you then.